wrap up the third episode's case, and then I don't know. Oh, where were we? How is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to a bust. It would be easy to hang one off the car's in the bust's hands. An idiot who in the right mind would put a cloak on the bust. It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Put the cloak on the bust. Question of the utmost importance in this case, don't you agree? You caught me. Put the cloak on the bust? Dude, it's been forever since I played, dude. It was probably, you know, aggro. Wonder, Mr. Phoenix, right? Didn't the defendant wear his cloak the entire time he was at practice? How did the person get a hold of his cloak? How would the person have gotten the cloak onto the bus, I wonder? The person was not spotted at the scene. Fool? Wait, him? Saying the victim himself wrestled Barry, that's what I'm saying. The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust. Placed the cloak isn't really the right way to put it. It won't be the right way to put it, Mr. Wright. Explain to yourself. Nick, do you really have to handle on all this? I'm finally putting pieces together. Really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright, so you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Akro used a rope to lower the wooden box into the scene. Then he attached the rope to the bust. And dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above his wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than the ventriloquist and his puppet Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. That's when Akro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. Very instant the bus hit the victim. Bonk. Just wait a second there, Mr. Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just ain't true, it can't be. It's still a little bit early to get upset, Ms. Von Karma. The circus isn't over yet. What? Impact of the bus, and the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. Impact also caused the sound of a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out at the window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Akro naturally went about pulling out the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because it was in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of the window. We just kept pulling the bust up. That is how the magical murder disappearing into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the only person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Akro could only have been you. Akro's been playing mind games with us all. He sure has, but he has to come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? He races with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter: the power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? If they say they want evidence, I'm gonna save the game. Explain how they can only be one possible murder weapon method, but there is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? Contradiction, actually. Okay then, do that and get out of this jam. I don't remember. Enough talking amongst yourselves, proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs up your claims. Hard proof that you have unraveled the trick that the magic uses. I picked it wrong. There was worse time to stop playing last time. It was soggy time, so I just don't remember. Nicest three symbols, you know? The Silk Cat, the Cloak, and the White Roses. Symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in most testimony. The Silk Cat was one, the White Roses were the other. This theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool, did you ever shut up? Next, the Silk Cat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember Moses yesterday? Testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing the Silk Hat. Only one explanation for that. Silk Cat that Mo saw was actually the bus. Makes sense, if you look at it that way. He did see the Silk Cat, well, sort of. Objection. Fine, you got one. What about the other contradiction? The contradiction. Remember what the ventriloquist said in court? When his White Roses on Max's chest that night? Clown's testimony doesn't match. Clown said there were no White Roses that touches the back of him. Didn't try to explain that one away? Yes, it's the back. And all of it. What was that? Recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. Cloak snagged onto the bust when it happened to the White Roses. Do you get it? The cloak got snagged on the front of the bust. It means that the White Roses would end up on the back of the bust. Ah. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The White Roses were not visible because they were on the back of the side of the bust. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Order, order. Quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do it, Nick. And maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. No, no, no. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. Minas feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. He wanted to kill Regina. Absolutely no way someone like this would have killed the ringmaster. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relation with the ringmaster and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive. This case is nowhere yet very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will take a 10-minute recess. It was only a day ago. Donkey, 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 donka. Can't believe it, Acro? Pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is, and to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebless, am I that hated? Ahem. Acro tried to put the murder on you on purpose. He did? But I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Cough, hey? Hey, pal? Gonna ignore me after I went all through this trouble to bring you some evidence? don't you? Going home, guy deserves to be guilty anyways. I'm not detective, I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? That's some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, detective? Oh, well, if you insist. Now just about the evidence you mentioned. What is it? Here you go. Hey, the handkerchief. This was yesterday in Acro's room. I've included the forensic results. Take a look at the latter. Take a look at it later. Will Miss Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on the need-to-know basis. We're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in Core up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know. Miss Karma didn't seem to control everything that's in there just now. We'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans? That reminds me. A message from the prosecutor for you? Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it, and that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. What do you mean by that? The very end part? I'm not sure, it was all pretty cryptic to me. One more thing. Don't scare me like that. Looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. For me? It's milk. Reception area looks like some kind of dairy. Hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. Entire dairy's worth of milk for me. Dunk, 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 dunk. Core is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. If you continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. Also, like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want to answer to. You wanted to kill Regina, I know. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. When the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. Such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. Wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the many who held in such high esteem. Yet you're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for cross-examination, is there? Actually, there is the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? Of course I'll cross-examine. Come on now. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness. Why did I think he was like 17? Abandoned by your parents. I'm gonna press still. We? Yes, my brother Sean and I. What? You have a brother? How old were you when this happened, Acro? I was 8 years old and my brother was 4. Parents were very cruel, weren't they? Nowadays we aren't bitter about what happened to us. Because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the Very Big Circus. They're just getting misty-eyed. Sob stories, it looks like. Sniffle, sniffle. No crying in court. Let's keep going. Witness may proceed with his testimony. That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. Press. Hold. Close you. It's raining, dude. Try to see if the boys want to, do what's it called later. Something. Wouldn't surprise me if Jeffrey's sleeping, though. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one. Ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What other people at the circus? This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in. No one really had the time to look after us. Worried about other things. The ringmaster, he would always come out see us with a laugh and a smile. Would be the little story. I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him. Nick was such a wonderful person. I know he seemed like a nice guy. That's why this makes it so difficult. How long have you been a performer? Started off as an acrobat at that early of an age. I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. Also, when I decided to form a group with my brother, called ourselves the Flying Dingling Berries, really a household name. I heard enough of them in Germany. Fire. Point is that I wanted to be of some use to the circus. Truly remarkable young man. Looking at Acro almost like a proud father. Did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? Could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony? The heartfelt emotions contained within? Better think about this, Mr. Phoenix, Wright. Better think hard. No matter how I look at it, there's no way I could see the witness ever taking the victim's life. Stop whipping people. Exactly. Waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. I agree with him. Trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up just looking like a jerk. Be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that. Pretty unlikely. Definitely right, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I'd like to know. Can you prove an explanation as to why the Acro want the ringmaster dead? Of course I can. Well, not him specifically. That was gonna be good. Because he wanted to kill Regina. Let me just go over this one more time. This is whack. Okay, was the wrong option. The injury I gotta go with then. I think they don't want me to present anything, but I'm gonna hit. I know what it is. It's I gotta find the right time to do it. Okay, I will load the game and not do that. And then question over now. No need to cross-examine the witness. What's that? Why was the remaster murdered? No need to delve into what the bit of testimony when I know the answer already. That's your question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I think I can. I just don't know if I have the information for it right now. Do we have information about the injury itself? Leon the Lion? I don't think they want me to do this yet. He didn't want to kill the ringmaster, he wanted to kill Regina. But this is all about killing the ringmaster. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna load and just skip. Okay, no. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? Because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow. Foolish attempts to foolish, like foolish fools, is it foolhardily foolish? Did you forget you made an accusation against this witness, did you not? Believe that this is the real killer of Russell Berry, ringmaster. If you were to want to jump to the end of things, yes, that sounds about right. End of things. Acro? You didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? Ringmaster wasn't your target that night. I'm saying that the target of the witness murderer's plot was not the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? Yes. Order. Believe, I don't care who it is, smack everyone who's loud in the face. Voice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Didn't imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? Yes, Regina. Regina Berry. This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? don't need to answer that, it's a mean-spirited leading question. You could easily answer that question. If I'm wrong, all I have to do is say you're wrong, that's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough, Mr. Wright, let me do. One thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence now. I want to know why Akira would want to kill Rina Berry. Yes, me too, I demand to see some proof. Either line or this. I think you do Lee on the line. It's the only thing that's important is evidence. I go into. What? Oh my god, dude. Okay, it was the stinking scarf then. They both lead to the same thing though, am I dying? Hmm? Ah, whoops. Stop, I want to load my game. Can't believe I won. Bro, I'm losing it. But no. Then no. Okay, Acro, you remember this, don't you? That's a piece of paper that we found inside the Ringmaster's tailcoat. And the victim's tailcoat. I heard about this note. It's ironically entitled For the Murderer. The purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. You're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. I heard didn't he place this note in someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the Ringmaster. You mean, it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person the note was intended for that was rather than Berry. Order, Mr. Wright. Little theory of yours. Is the truth, Your Honor? Isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the Ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. Ringmaster ended up in the plaza instead of Regina. He was killed because of the mistake. Instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Echo gave us earlier today? Looking at the bus and looking out the window would have been impossible. No way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. I had no idea who it was that arrived at the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I've got it. Akira thought it was Regina down there in the plaza. And that's when it was flying. Hey Nick, isn't Regina listening to all this from the audience? She is. Fortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. but you can handle it. Acro wrote this note for you. Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish fool ideas of foolish tomfoolery. You're so foolish, you even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell me about this line. Conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes. What about that line? Well, the no was meant for Regina Berry. It would mean that the no is declaring that Regina Berry is the murder. You just don't get it, do you? What did you say? Ringmaster knew that the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza. He said it was his lovely daughter. Dunka hunka dunka hunka dunka hunka dunka hunka. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident? And all alluded. It's all alluded to that note. 6 months ago. I know all about it. 6 months ago. Just in case I shouldn't click that symbol. I believe I know all about it. I just want to make sure. Now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron, wait, are you sure this isn't related? Sure that it relates to the present case? That's indeed true. Everything in this case has started 6 months ago. Really, Nick? Yes, I think so. Well, then if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. Was this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? Certainly like to know what it was. Can't answer that question, the judge is going to be thinking of bluffing. The evidence about the incident was seems to was actually the scarf. Well, figure that I'd try to get rid of the evidence then, are you done? We do the pepper instead because it's laced with the pepper. Achoo. But the cat wasn't smiling, it was sneezing, and I bit the stinking kid in the neck. What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Isn't a joke at all. It's decisive evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wood off his clothing. He was doing this so because a piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Well, Mr. Wright, so what exactly are you saying? He was claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper. Taking the no into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? Who is this? This is Akron's younger brother. Does this prove his younger brother isn't dead? Technically, that's true. However, Matt has been in a coma for 6 months now. Not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Do you know she did that to him? You spent your entire life daydreaming, or dreaming of new ways to be a fool. Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingley. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. So then what happened to Acro's brother? Not the victim of the intended murder, he's the victim of an accident. And what do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. You think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? It was more than that. The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? It's an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright? No way Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being. Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. That's just a scarf, Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who was the one that gave the scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him? Regina. There's something more than just blood in the scarf, Your Honor. What might that be? Pepper. Regina gave the scarf to Bat right before the accident. She covered it with as much pepper as she could. Does it sound the treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright? You've done a good job of fingering a criminal. But out of curiosity, what was her name? What was the crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? Seems like the judge doesn't get it. Did you finish right? Wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling. The lion was smiling? But before the bat was bit by the lion? For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and looked like he was smiling. Lion smile? I've never heard of such a smiling, of them smiling, however. Lion sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper in the scarf. What? You fool. You gotta be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object. For objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix, you're right. This is theory. You believe it? You really intend to say that this is how the joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. Lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Akira nearly lost his brother due to this accident. Or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. Huh? He's laughing. Almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. I think that there's someone who treats the accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true? Aggro? You can't mean witness? Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright. Fortunately, your imagination is not enough to find the guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion? I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with the theory. What would the problem be? The same problem has always been evidence. I dropped Max's bust on top of the ringmaster. Where's the evidence that proves that claim? Conclusive evidence. The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof, to be more precise. The murder weapon. The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Akira's room, if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Think you gotta do something? This is the last step. We get this one right. Case is 1. See how things work out first. We're out in search of Akira's room, but we're in search of room. Looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? I didn't know the true meaning of Von Karma justice. You know, stone unturned. Never really did anything to chance. We were to search Akira's room yesterday. What'd you find? No reason to even say it. Found what you think we found in Akira's room. Akira would not be here as a witness. Max's bus was not in the room. Murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright, the bus was in my room. Furthermore, Detective Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise. Akira directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Something's funny about all this? You lack the final nail put in my coffin. What about the scarf? What about the note? What about that, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence is that it's irrelevant here. That which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Something? Oh no, the case slip away. Where is it now? I need a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? Coming to a close. Ben's counter argument looks to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. Heck. Terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness. Hold it. Where's Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and just bit my tongue. You need time to do what? You need time to, help? Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your age, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What? You're asking me? It's up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait, you can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. No, can we see his sinking wheelchair? This may proceed. Doesn't have a clue, and I think he'll be finding one. I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Pure logic, running for the false step. I think it's one of the only way through is forward. I don't need to worry about it. He has it underneath his wheelchair. Obvious, the bus is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where. Avoid the location of the bus once and for all. The witness stand. Acro, I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if we take a blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. It seems really easy to say how to bust under there. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that you busted under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. Proved inconvenient. Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday, but if she found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it. You can hide it under your wheelchair. Which is why I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool. How could you? You got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Two of them. It's Francesca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search in my room last night? There was 2 pieces of decisive evidence. Cloak and the bus. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. You know, I always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bus, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bus. The only place that I could hide it was quickly under his wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? Completely stuck in my calculated strategy. And now I'd be caught in the middle of the court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Ms. Von Karma. All makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought this far ahead. It's amazing. Definitely couldn't tell by looking at it. I know I sure couldn't. Can't believe it. Make a mistake? Why did I order a surprise search for your room? If only I hadn't done that. Seems you're finally arrived at the truth. Acro? Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. Responsible for that crime. Acro. What my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he teased her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, she couldn't help herself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star, but you didn't believe in that so purely. And she would laugh incoherently when saying it, too innocently. That's innocently when saying it, sorry. I couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How? Dreadful? So you're saying that you were a victim in all of this as well? No. That's not what I mean. Oh my god, dude. Nothing but a murderer? That's who I am? First I thought I'd kill myself, then I pondered at giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't get up and leave yet. Has been such a strange case. Almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe the case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. I would like to declare my verdict. Not guilty. Poggy. Court is adjourned. He's done it, dude. He's freaking done it. Romero. Fabulous. But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro the Ringmaster, Regina and the Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? It's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max a million of them. Thank you. For the vibe in this room. We're just thinking about Acro. No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll never be, you'll do this forever and never be happy. Huh? Wah? She's been like this for a while now. Wah? It's all my fault? Wah? Sweetie pie. And Acro will never come back. Now, everyone's gonna split up. Regina, Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Something right at the end. Couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro is gonna try and get his revenge on me? I don't think so. I'm gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? Really sure? I can't believe that. Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. That's true, then I want to see some evidence. Just know you're not making up stuff about Acro not wanting revenge. He didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. Bat? That's right, Regina, he's still alive, you know. I never knew. Now that Acro has been caught. I know. What? I'll do it, I'll stand next to Bat as long as it takes. Till he opens his eyes, and then until he can be Acro again. So to be Regina, I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. What is it, Mo? Really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? Sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand what a fabulous thing to do for me. I'm leaving me tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? Oh, that's the big question. The Ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I made the decision. What is it? Decided that I will take over as the new Ringmaster. Turn the circus into the best circus the world has ever seen. Best circus the world has ever seen. Don't laugh. What the goal? Can't wait. Guess that changes things. Huh? Only one thing the best circus in the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Thanks. Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say, all I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you? I don't know, maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why don't you think that I brought you... Why do you think I brought you to court today? We got to work together to make this very big circus bigger than it's ever been. I was right, sweetie pie, we can't be the very big circus without Regina Berry. Seems like everything is going to turn out alright here. Can't wait to see the best circus that we've ever seen. It's gonna be the most fabulous seats. Take us a while to get ready. I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Got him. I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? was just a theory. Becker really was the killer. I thought this was the only way they could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, detective, my plane is about to leave. For Mr. Ackford's case, you don't have to worry. I plan to personally stop by the chief prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. What a tiny phone, dude. Turnabout Big Top, the end. Oh, jeez, dude, it's over. One more episode in this game. Turnabout Big Top. I want to start it, but I will be right back. Alright, be right back.